Hello metalheads, let's talk about metal in the band Pantera. Again, I did a top 20 favorite songs and now I will rank all their 9 albums. Yes, I'm including the Glam Metal period since it's part of their discography. Pantera was at first with Dimebag Darrell on guitar, Vinnie Paul on drums, and it wasn't Phil Anselmo, it was Terence Lee, Terry Glaze, and Rex Brown, obviously on bass. And the first album came out in 1983. It's called Metal Magic, like the label they had with their father. That album is not good. Seriously, it's my least favorite by a mile. The production wasn't good at all. The guitar sound of the lead is not that bad. There's some solos that are quite interesting, some riffs, but overall it's not good songwriting, and Terry Glaze sounds awful, to be honest. But that's my 9 favorite album, 40% for that album, and I feel almost generous. Next one was released in 1984. It's called Projects in the Jungle. Again, a really disgusting cover art, but it's way better than Metal Magic, and sonically is way better. How it is better? I think everyone in the band evolved a lot as musicians. The voice of Terence is not bad at all on that album. I think he's pretty good, doing the glam metal thing, something almost like Motley Crue. The sound of the album is pretty good. Really, for a self-produced album, the sound of the leads are really, I like that tone. And the solos on that album are, oh my god, for 84, it was tremendous. He stepped up a lot on that album, and he was showcasing a lot more of his talent, more extended solo, and you got that instrumental called A Blue Light Turning Red. It's a really cool track. You have Projects in the Jungle, it's a fast-paced track that is really cool. It's a blend, it's like fast Judas Priest. Out for Blood's another one that is cool. Killers is a great song also, and the last one, Taking My Life. Seriously, just for the solos, that album is excellent. But overall, there's some duds here and there, but at least 2/3 of the album is really enjoyable. I'm giving that album 70%. It's my 7th favorite Pantera album. Next one is I Am the Night, that came out in 1985. 1 year later, 3 albums, 3 years. That one is almost in the same vein as Projects in the Jungle. Production almost on par. Even if I like Project in the Jungle a little bit more, I think there's a lot of good songs on that album. The title track, I Am the Night, is a fucking nice, fast banger, their fastest track to date. Brilliant solo on that one. The song Down Below is really cool, also another fast one. Come On Eyes is really nice. And Valhalla is not just because of the name of the song, and yeah, we know Valhalla by Blind Guardian, but it was 4 years before Valhalla by Blind Guardian, and it's probably their most aggressive song to date, Valhalla, but still it's a little bit less interesting than Projects in the Jungle. I'm giving that album 65%, still a little bit over average for the period, and the solos are again incredible. The solos are a big part of my note getting a little bit higher, and some of the riffs with his traditional harmonics riff are already there in 1985, and Terry Glaze has improved again on vocal. I think he's shrieking a little bit more, so it's a pretty cool album. Next one will be Power Metal, and it's featuring the first album with Phil Anselmo on vocals. And yeah, he doesn't sound like he will sound later. He was more, I will not say a copycat, but he was really inspired by Rob Alford, and his vocals were really high pitched. But he had already a little bit of grit, a little bit of aggressiveness. Not that much on that record, but on some like part you can hear a little bit what he will do later. And the title track I think is amazing. Over and Out is the best track on that album. Down Below is the same track as with I Am the Night, but they did it again with Phil Anselmo, and it's even better. You have the song Burn also, that is really cool. Overall, it's a real good album, and I'm giving that album, I'm not sure between 70 and 75%, but I think it's a little bit better than, just for the vocals of Phil, is better than Projects in the Jungle. So yeah, 75%. It's my sixth favorite album by Pantera. And I have to say, don't sleep on those albums. If you are open to heavy metal, and it's speedy, glam metal, and the solo are furious, are lightning fast, most of them. So he was really creative at the time. Next one in order is Cowboys from Hell. Obviously, 1990, and everything is perfect about that album. They were forging their own style of groove thrash power metal on that album, being influenced a lot by Kiss, Maiden, Priest, Metallica, Sabbath, Slayer, but also Leonard Skinner. They were really influenced by the southern rock scene, and this album stands as a unique piece of the metal history. I think every track is so special here. Even my least favorite track, Medicine Man, is a banger. Phil is showing his chops on this record. He's pushing his voice to the limits, shrieking, high pitches. He can sound almost like Rob Alford when he pushes his voice to the maximum, and be really aggressive in some of the parts. So his aggressiveness is developing on that album. I love the diversity in the vocal department, and the guitar work of Dimebag is just off the fucking charts. All the solos are amazing, and the riffs are devastating. There's a lot of warmy bar, there's a lot of creativity, a lot of, it's rough, it's heavy, it's fast at times with songs like Heresy, Domination, The Art of Shredding, obviously, a lot of killer song, title track, every single song, the ballads, Symmetry, Gates, The Sleep, everything is good about that album. So that's my favorite Pantera album, and I'm giving it 100%. It's a perfect album to me. Yeah, one of my top albums of all time. After they went a little bit more aggressive with vulgar display of power, that's my second favorite album by Pantera. It's almost a perfect album as well. I was giving it 90, but maybe it's 95. We don't give a shit anyway about those ratings. It's just to give you an idea. Mouth4 is a perfect track. New Level is fucking banger. Walk is just heavy. It's a good track live. The worst track on this album to me though, fucking Old Style, Living Through Hell, Rise, Hollow, By Demons Be Driven. They are all good, fuck. And it's so aggressive, and bye bye the high pitch vocal, bye bye Rob Alford. Is just Phil being really angry on that album, and it was a masterful change in their career, because now they were like really unique in their sound. but still I think Cowboys from Hell is a little bit better to me in the songwriting. But if you want the heavier part of Pantera, definitely it starts here because they were getting heavier, always. So yeah, 90%. Next one is Far Beyond Driven, released in 1994, and it's a little bit more rough. It's even more aggressive. The sound of the production is more dirty. It's less clean because Vulgar was so clean with the perfect drum sound. And they switched with Far Beyond Driven. They wanted a more dirty sound. And a lot of great track here. The opening track, Strength Beyond Strength. 5 minutes alone, obviously. Slaughtered. Use of My Third Arm. I like that track. Shedding Skin is my favorite track on here. There's so many sunken, hard lines, sunken something. I never remember the name of the track. It's really good. There's a lot of cool tracks on here. The production is a little bit less interesting to me, but it fits the composition at the same time. I'm giving that album 85%. It's my fourth favorite Pantera album. Next one is The Great Southern Trendkill, again 2 years later, and that album to me is back to the wall of sound. That's the best production they ever had. The opening track is one of my favorite Pantera song. If you want to look at my top 20 songs, it's fucking high. It's not the highest, but it's close. Tremendous album. So much diversity in that album. They experimented a lot on that record. Phil is even more angry on some parts, but he can go really soft in some part. Suicide Note Part 1 is a really soft ballad, but really dark, obviously, with the title. And so many unique songs. The Underground in America, Sandblasted Skin is really unique. I really like Suicide Note Point 2, War Nerve. 30 Steps Nowhere is so unique as a song too. Drag the Waters, Clouds. Everything is so cool on that album. I'm giving it 90% as well. Just for them bringing back the best production and trying new things that were very, very fitting together in a whole package. So that's my third favorite album. And last but not least, Reinventing the Steel, which is a really good album. Their last album, released in the 2000, and the opening track is a really good banger. Hellbound, short track, really cool. Yesterday Don't Mean Shit has a lot of great riffs. Revolution Is My Name is one of my favorite tracks by them, with a lot of some of their best riffing, especially the opening one. The two solos are incredible. Perfect synchronization with the drum and the solo of Dimebag Darrell. Death Rattle is an underrated gem. Really like that track. The drum on that track is incredible by Vinny. Really like Will Grind That Axe for a long time. Also, I'll Cast a Shadow. Production is not as beefy and not as clear as on The Great Southern Trendkill, not as powerful, but still it's a really clean production. Really, really nice, but I prefer the other mix with Terry Date. I think they released another mix. I think it sounds a little bit better on that one. If you didn't try it, go for it. I'm giving that album 80%. Fifth favorite album by Pantera. It's a real banger. You can go wrong with Reinventing the Steel as well. It's a great album to close this discography. Rest in peace, the brothers Habit. Obviously, miss them so much, and they were so in sync together, always with the guitar and the drums. from the second album, I think they were like perfectly in match together, and Vinny bringing always the best drumming part to the awesome riffs of Dambag, if they were fast or just more punchy, crushing skulls. So I hope you like that video on Pantera again. It's two in a short period of time, but I guess it will be a long time before I release anything regarding that band, since yeah, they are playing, but the brothers Abbott are not there anymore. So to me, the real Pantera is not there. It's cool that Phil and Rex and Charlie and Zach are doing that. It was nice to see them, but yeah, the core of the band is not alive, and the only thing we can do is talk about the legacy that they had, and they seem to be really funny guy, and yeah, cool. Rest in peace, and spin some Pantera, guys. So thank you for being here. Leave a comment, subscribe if you think it's not that bad, that channel. It will help me to reach more people. And you can put your suggestion, your top ranking album. Go see my top 20 favorite songs of Pantera. And I guess I'll see you in the next one. Yes. Cheers, guys.